Joe Burrow had less than 115 passing yards, only 3 rushing yards, a 51 QBR, and an 87 passer rating.
Eagles fans, they have to be the most insecure fans in football. Yes, Joe Burrow, he had a pretty bad game against the Browns in week 1. Guess what though? That is only one game, and we know that that is not the norm for Joe Burrow. We say that Joe Burrow, he is good at the fact that he is elite based on what he's done in previous seasons. We have seen Joe Burrow put up crazy insane stats. We have seen Joe Burrow do some crazy amazing plays. Our view of Joe Burrow is not based on one game in week 1 of a season. And to look at Joe Burrow's week 1 performance of a single game and compare it to Jalen Hurts and say that Jalen Hurts is better overall, it's just, no. There is nothing wrong with saying that your quarterback is not a tier 1 best of the best quarterback. Because at the end of the day, that's not better. You're the defending champions. Yes, I think Jalen Hurts is closer to being a top 10 quarterback in the league than he is being a top 5 quarterback. Honestly, I think Jalen Hurts might be in the 10 range-ish. And to say that he's better than Joe Burrow is just ridiculous. And if you really think Jalen Hurts is better than Joe Burrow, then just answer this question. How much better would the Bengals be if they had Jalen Hurts instead of Joe Burrow? And vice versa, how much worse would the Eagles would be if they had Joe Burrow instead of Jalen Hurts? Because if you ask me, I am pretty sure if the Eagles had Joe Burrow instead of Jalen Hurts, the Eagles, they would be far, far better. Like, yes, Jalen Hurts, he's a better runner and better at doing the tush-push than Joe Burrow is. So if you were to put Joe Burrow on the Eagles, the QB design runs, they wouldn't be there, and the tush-push would be harder to pull off. But guess what? Joe Burrow is better at everything else. Burrow, he's better at maneuvering the pocket, he's better at reading defenses, and he can make better throws overall. A good way to gauge how good you think a quarterback is just based on how much that team relies on that quarterback and just how good the quarterback is when you look at them. And looking at the Eagles, they don't try to fill up Jalen Hurts' plays with that much, and also when looking at the film, I just don't find Jalen Hurts to be that impressive on the film. I feel the complete opposite with Joe Burrow and the Bengals. This doesn't even have to do with team success. Look at Patrick Mahomes on the Chiefs. The Chiefs, they're right now 0-2, but Patrick, he looks amazing, and the Chiefs, they're relying on him so much. This Jalen Hurts versus Joe Burrow debate, it's really dumb.